Yo, it's Orlando, breaking down the lyrics to Undersea, here on Melodies in the Trap.
Are you bossy in the right checks? You this cash checks and when your peers go on public, don't get vexed. Enough begging for a job, enough booking bomb enough white people on this, enough wireless cause them not deep. I'm in dream about us and every time and go on sleep. Them a sleep deep in where your money.
My name Orlando. Long story short, I had different names as far as my stage name. Orlando is my actual name. Henderson Orlando Jerome Brathwaite III. Orlando, first half of my middle name. But before that, I was Undersea, like the drink, which means Henny drink up. And I used to be Jackson Cyber, or Jax. I changed my name a lot depending on where I was at with the business or the mind frame. But yeah, Orlando just been real good. And we put an H at the end so you know it's Henderson. You know what I mean. The name for Undersea, I derived it from like the phrase like keeping your head above water, because life isn't easy. It isn't easy for anyone, no matter what people will try to tell you. You might think someone has it easy because they look better, their skin, but whatever, hair, this, that, the third. Everyone has their own problem. The thing about life though is how to transcend that and to get above that. And for me specifically, in my case, I've just been underwater a lot in all my life, a whole lot. So I hope to make this record for people that's out there that's like really going through something, to really keep their head up, you know, because no one else will and no one cares. You just have to keep your head above water. Nobody cares about that complaining stuff. Where am I from? I'm from South Norfolk, Virginia, Sono. You see me? Via St. Andrew, Paris, Jamaica. And you know, the area that I'm there, like there's a whole lot of West Indian immigrants. Like all around here, there's a whole bunch of West Indian immigrants. So I want to like bridge that gap so people like there's a whole lot of culture in our Norfolk specifically. You see me? Like it's not just what the skin color says. There's still a culture behind that, because sometimes I feel like in America, like they try to strip you of your ethnicity. They just want you to be a race. You're just a color to people. It's like whatever you want in your lifestyle, that's what your ethnicity will usually be. I feel they don't want you to talk about that. So I want to show that Virginia, especially South Norfolk, is a Caribbean community. With the lyrics, red bottoms dear, on me feet from a long trek, and them is still complete in our life, no fair, what's next? You see me? If you walk for a long time, your feet will probably bleed, and which will give you red bottoms, like the shoes, which will turn your shoes red. So, like me, I had to walk a lot. You get me? We not have no car. You know, we not have no car. So to get to where I had to get to work, anywhere I wanted to, I had to either take the bus, bike ride, or walk, and I just did what I had to do. You see me? And the other half, them are still complaining. I life no fair. What's next? You see me? Like you can complain all you want. You get me? We can argue day and night about how the world should be, what should happen, why is this not happening, why is this happening, or we can just accept that it is and try to find a way to navigate the conditions that we're in at the moment. How old am I? I'm 22 years old. I was born March 8th, 1998. And it's the funniest thing ever, because no one believes that I'm 22. You get me? For a variety of reasons. You know. But I got burnt when I was 2. And my hair was gone. So I have like parts of my hair missing. Everyone that know me know. You see me? These days though, things are a bit different. But You know, me young, me old, but me young. Me old enough to know better, but me still young enough to not care about. Me never meet in a tree, let me pre the big heads. Think we went wrong for 3 years waiting for the right yes. That's a funny line. Like, I love bathing it and everything that the Clips was doing in '05. I feel like that's the best like style dressing ever. So like I like everything a bit, and I had to get a Bayflex. You see me? Like it's one of my favorite things. When I get more money, it's a great way to invest too. Like to be able to get like collectibles like this, like really good stuff. But the next part, them think we went wrong for 3 years waiting for the right yes. You know what I mean? We had a period when we weren't releasing music for 3 years. People thought like we stopped or we gave up or something. But like we really got into the business. I got into the business and I really looked around. I was like, oh, okay, there's a lot more that needs to be done here than just making music and releasing it, like trademarking, getting your business license, getting a lot of the behind the scenes to it. So a lot of people don't really see that, but when you're grinding, like I am, you have to do what you have to do, and you just gotta let people catch up when they catch up. You know what I mean? You gotta be fearless. How'd I get started? Well, I got started in the industry completely as a model. Believe it or not, people for whatever reason they like weird looking people. Like me, I like burns, like all over my body. You get me? People thought it was cool or whatever, so they want to cut me a check. So that's how I started out doing like commercials, like doing little child stuff for people around. And I stopped doing that not because I like not self-conscious stuff. I mean, I know. I didn't think I'd go far, you know? Like you just don't know if something's realistic. But I've always been like writing. Like I've always loved writing as far as art form goes. But I started doing music with my cousins. And then out here, I got linked up with Ghost Inc. with Rome No Lacking and his peoples. You know, he allowed me to be a part of his group, and we were able to get into the studio with Knots, a producer. We formed our little group. Then we did talent shows around South Norfolk at the community centers or wherever we could perform at. And we met this New York rapper named Crumb Snatcher, and he had a production company, and he signed us to them. And we didn't know this at the time, but the beats we were working on with Crumb Snatcher were Knots beats. So our first single with Crumb Snatcher, because I think we did a single deal, like we signed the contract and stuff. I was 18 at the time, but we had like a representative for the group, and it released, and it didn't really do nothing crazy to change our lives, but it changed my life because it helped me get known in the area. So from that single, people that really was into the music, making music or distributing music, whatever, they took us a little bit more seriously as opposed to just people just doing open mics. So it kind of opened the doors, which led me to GGOE, GDS, with Killer Keith, Tub, Hitman Sa, Alex Ross, Nino Soul, G Bands, you know, like Sono superstars, man. I mean, I know what to tell you. And ever since then, like, we just been linked up, always working, always doing something, always making music. Like, we just rap about what we know. I be grinding, I not subscribe to no BS fancy glasses. I'm not blind to the BS. I was homeless, now you see me at home on your TVs. You stop whining, then maybe then you can BS. You know, you just gotta keep grinding, man. Grind Gang, GDS, GGOE. You know, the name is the title. Grind don't stop. Do whatever you have to do to get where you want to be, man. That's how life is. The rest of that, you know, I was homeless for real, bro. Like, you know, I was never homeless by myself, but I was always homeless with my family because of our situation. Like, we come from Jamaica, and not everyone in my family has their stuff straight. So for us who was able to be, or for me that was born on a military base, I was able to have my dual citizenship, so I could be able to legally work in America. But to be able to pay the bills, you know, we had to do whatever. You know, the people in my house that was older than 18 that didn't, or 21 that didn't have their stuff, you know, they just had to hustle, bro. So that's just what I knew. I just knew how to get it. Mostly boosting, like clothes. That's what people, if they ever say, oh, you investing in clothes, a bad investment. It's a great investment, bro. It's an amazing investment. Why? Because it rarely depreciates. That's why it's one of the best investments. Don't listen to whatever other people have to say. But the fancy glasses, I be blind to the BS. Yo, I used to really be on some defeatist stuff, like woe is me, it's everybody's fault. It's my problem, you know. If you stop whining, then maybe you can be a. I used to whine, bro. I used to complain. I used to blame everyone around me. It's everyone else's fault. Unfortunately, when you do that, you take the power away from yourself because taking responsibility for your situation or anything around you, that gives you power. That gives you the power to control something, to control your life. At least that's what I figured out when I started, you know, being a baby. And this happened very recently. You know what I mean? No big brain, big man thing. It's just, you know, you just gotta be there for yourself. Cut. Begging for a job. Enough broken bum enough. Enough white people are this. Enough wireless are. Cause them not deep. I man dream about hustling every time and go asleep. Them a sheep sleep. Thief away your money, you a creep. It's just an easy chant. Enough in patois just means enough or stop, or you know, this is the limit. So everything after that, you know, just enough of that. Like it's over with. You get me? Like enough begging for a job. Like you don't have to do that, bro. You just do what you gotta do. Enough broken bum enough. Stop being broke, bro. You know, enough white people. Just stop blaming other people outside of anything that got to do with you and your culture and your people. Whoever that is, for me it's West Indians. For you, it could be something more specific than just black people. You know, if you're British, black, or Ghanaian, Ugandan, you see me? Like, it depends on what you consider your people, but don't worry about what other people that are not your people think of you, bro. They are from jump, they're not gonna translate it the same way. It's gonna be weird to them, just like what they do is weird to us. That's just life, you know what I mean? But we respect our differences, you know, cause them not deep. Like, people just not really with it, bro. They don't really be with it. People really want the money. People really want the success, but they don't really want the grind, bro. They don't really want to be out there. And it is cool. Not everyone can do it. You get me? Like, me not know what level I'm at right now. I may think that I'm really into it and I can really survive this shit. And then when I get to a certain level, I might be like, damn, I can't do this. So, I mean, it just depends. But, like, if you're not deep enough, you're not deep. But if you really want to get in there, you have to be deep enough. You have to be able to swim. Or you're gonna drown. Cause did I make them upset cause I's a West Indian? I came from a penitentiary all the way to a private institution. Yo, man. Like, I got 3 misdemeanors from doing stupidity before I was 18. I got an indecent exposure for peeing on a cop car. I got a trespassing violation. And I got a curfew charge. You see me? When I got my third misdemeanor, my trespassing violation, a lot of stupidness happened. When I got arrested, you know, cause I was just livid. Like, I got really mad at the cop, so he got me in handcuffs, you know, ball, gag, all that stuff. And he tried to call my mother, and I was like kicking his door, I was snapping, all other type of stuff. So I made him mad, like super mad. So since he didn't call my mother, and she didn't pick up, he decided to charge her with child neglect. And my mother isn't right in this country, so I threatened her like freedom here. Like, I threatened her to be here. So after that, and that night I got bailed out for the whole situation because it was on the weekend. I got bailed out by Alex Ross' mom. He had his mom. Thank you, Miss Erica. To this day, thank you, Miss Erica, for bailing me out of jail that night. But that was my 3rd time, so they've sent me to juvie for 3 months. But because I didn't go to jail anything but before that. I had a little child before that, but I didn't go to jail before that. But that was my first time they were trying to send me. So I was like, yo, I'm a good student. Yo, I do football or whatever. So they worked out a way where I could only do the 3 months, but I could still try to do the football stuff in between that. And I had community service. I had 1,800 hours of community service. But the bigger problem was my mother. She still had to do her charge. So when I was in the court, I tried to take like guilty for her stuff. The cop dropped it at some point. Like, he being an asshole for the whole charge. But like, when I put her in that situation, it just really made me just be like, yo, like, what the F? But I came from a situation like that. Like, I was really not with anything. Like, because of my burns and other stuff in my life, that I decided, you know, I was worthless and I just didn't care about anything. So I just did whatever I wanted to do. But to be able to go from that drastic extreme to actually wanting to go to college, because I always wanted to do something in the arts. And from where I come from, we didn't really have the resources to get that stuff. So we go to college for that. and that's why I always wanted to go to college. But to be able to make that jump is like amazing. You know what I mean? Not no one really understands what you have to go through. Even other black people that you talk to, you get me? Not every black person is poor, bro. In fact, most of them are not, bro. You know, over 66% of black people in this country are making a lot of money, bro. Over 100K, bro. You see me? People that have to live in Section 8 neighborhoods at South Norfolk are very rarities. To be able to go from that to want to go to college or to even be at college and to be around those level of people is a culture shock, like mentally. But that's what I'm about, being able to go from two different extremes and get your life together, going from undersea to keep your head above water. Okay? Alright, this is Orlandoh here with Melodies in the Trap. Check out Undersea single, and more singles soon come. Soon come. We dropping a lot of old stuff too. We got our business straight. Everything crisp. Everything nice. You see me? Yeah, look out for Reggae-Rap times. Soon come. More films, more art, more installations. We just out here creating, man. You get me? We got a lot of pain inside of us. What other way to turn it into something positive for this world? Alright. Link you later.